Hey everybody, and welcome to the Dead True Podcast. My name's Jimmy.
I'm Dawn.
I'm Steven.
Steven looks like he's about to go blow up some shit like the
Unibrow.
I'm the unibrower.
Yeah.
There you go. So, I'm still recovering from pandemic, to be honest with you. How about
I'm
y'all?
not. I'm recovered now.
You recovered?
You're the only one because I'm with you, Jimmy. I'm still lagging.
Yeah.
Well, you all worked the whole time.
Yeah, I'm still tired. But
So
it went really well though.
Casey ain't gonna be with us tonight.
I know he's showing all the food porn in Washington, D.C. I'm jealous.
No,
Yeah,
he's sad over this whole Chris Rock, Will Smith thing, I think, man. I don't even want to bring that up. Never mind.
No, don't start that in the comments.
Yeah.
I'm fully expecting me to make fun of Andrew Lincoln and Don Camore pet slap the shit out of me every minute now.
Well, see, that's what it is. This was all orchestrated by Scotty G to take our minds off of Andrew Lincoln coming back. They staged this whole Will Smith.
That's right.
Chris Rock.
That's right.
Oh, Jimmy, you got the Lucille in the background there, don't you?
I do tonight. It's actually autographed and everything.
You son of a gun.
Yeah, I got an autograph last time I seen him.
How many Norman autographs you got now?
He's like 50.
I actually gave one to Matt next door because I was being real sweet, and I gave one to another lady. And yeah,
He didn't give one to me.
I know.
I got 5 total. I got 5 total still after the fact.
Here I have a autograph, Michael Rooker autograph for him. See how he does me?
Yeah, I know. He's so awesome. Plus, I built another picture thing too. Check this out. I don't know if you see it. I built that right there.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to take it off the wall. You can't see it.
I know we're on there. We're on there.
Well, I had to. Oh snap! I'm over here messing up my stand. Hold on one second. Good God Almighty. Hold on. Give me a second. So I created this the other day. The CVS, the pharmacy, had a little deal going on, so I actually made it into the celebrity pictures I've had over the years. And I actually took this picture of Alexandria myself the other week, and then I got the podcast with Barenthal and the governor at the bottom.
I took that picture.
Yep, you did. So this is a generally $100 canvas, and it has on sale for $20. You can't beat it. So yeah, I was like, I got to do something with it. So
it was how much?
$20.
$20. No joke. And I was like, I had to jump on it, and it's really nice. It's fully paneled and everything. So
Jimmy tried to help me do one, but we couldn't get it done.
Well, you couldn't send it to Kentucky from my computer from here. They kept wanting to send it to Noonan. I'm like, it kept erasing it. So it was just a really weird circumstance. It just wouldn't let me do it.
Let me know if that ever happens again, man. I want to get me something.
Oh, I sure will. Trust
Get me a backdrop with us all on it.
There you go. We can do that. I think Auto Rats Plus, one of our sponsors, actually, we can make that through them too.
Hey, and speaking of autographs, man, let me tell you something that really makes me mad. Really grinds my gears. So I had all my stuff displayed in like this little glass case that had lights in it for like, a few years. And I kind of just dug some of that stuff out. And one of my figures that I got autographed by Norman back in the day, Jimmy, when everybody used to go, you know what I mean? Like way back in the day, he signed it. It faded completely, dude.
Oh,
wow.
It's gone. It's off of there. Like you could barely see it. I thought about going back over it just for my own sake and just keeping it.
We need to work on that. You should have told me that, we got to work on getting that signed again.
Jimmy sees Norman like every other day,
I know.
No, if I wanted to, probably, but he'll probably get tired of me eventually. He's like, "Why are you out here?" But I only
I
do it.
don't know.
I got
He's
him three times in a month. So yeah, almost close to a week at a time.
if he stops for you, he likes you, man.
Yeah, he does a pretty good job. He said, "What's up, buddy?" And then he signs my stuff and he goes on about
Oh,
his business. Yeah,
Hey, I don't know if I should be saying, but they were all at Nick and Norman's till 3 o'clock Saturday doing karaoke and all kind of stuff.
who
yeah.
was?
The cast they actually had a party after they filmed that night.
And guess who was there, Dawn?
Don't even.
Not Andrew Lincoln.
You know what? You know why he wasn't there? He's standing behind her. There you go.
That's the first thing I asked. I was because somebody was telling me about it. That I guess works there. I shouldn't say who it is or whatever, but I was like, it was Andrew there. And they didn't really answer me, but I could tell the answer was no.
Right.
They wasn't excited about it. What it was? They're like, unfortunately. Now, you never know where they're gonna have rap parties at, though. You never do.
Well, this is interesting. Right before I got on, I went on Instagram, and 5 hours ago on Samantha Morton's story, she showed herself driving on the highway in Atlanta, Georgia. So she's probably there.
She might be doing. I keep hearing she's doing something with Tails, but I don't know. It's hard for me to believe.
Or they could all be getting together because the series is ending.
Well, yeah,
She is.
like Jimmy said, they'll have a big rap party.
If that was not it, I can guarantee that when they actually have a rap party, you cannot fill it up with Nick and Norm's.
No,
It's going to be a bigger venue.
No,
It's
but I'm
gonna be a
saying
huge
that
venue.
might be why she's coming here.
I heard through the grapevine she is filming another show. I don't know which one it is. I think it's Tails.
That's
She's
what
here
I
for a
heard.
reason. Yes.
But what I'm saying is,
I don't know. From what I've gathered with Tails, I hadn't seen anything that is gonna link the shows, but I don't know. I'm not sure. But
Steven would know.
Steven
I
would
don't
know because he follows it really, really closely. But
Yeah.
other than that, I don't know. My whole thing is, I think that I heard through the grapevine she's filming with another production dealing with The Walking Dead, not The Walking Dead. She's not here for anything in particular. She's here for definitely a filming. No, she's not here for a rap party. Now, she could show up to the rap party.
I was going to say, I think everybody will because it's the.
That's what I was about to ask Jimmy. Do you think that they're gonna bring back everybody, man, for this rap party?
I would think. I would think, and I'll be honest with you. If I find out anything about it, you ain't gonna be able to pry my ass away. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely be up there. Now, I'm not gonna say if I heard anything or not. But
if you think it's not there, get me Maggie's autograph.
Right now, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but like I said, we're gonna see. It's gonna be a lot of fun, Steve.
Where do you think they would have it if they had a big one like that?
Well, he ain't gonna say that on here.
Well, I mean, what's some of their old go-to spots? I've never been to one.
Well, they used to have it at Stats quite a bit, and then you remember the Ponce de Leon Market?
Yeah, the roof.
All right, there's a little. Well, not the roof. There's a little winery right next side it. I don't know the name of it, but they had it at the winery one year. They had it a couple other places, but the funnest spot ever was always Stats because Stats was just a venue that you had a front door and a back door. They had to go by you. You didn't have a choice. And I'll be honest with you, it's going to have to be a bigger venue than Stats because what I'm looking at is if this is actually the end of the show, you have to bring back people like Andrew Lincoln. So I'm thinking if he actually comes across the pond for that, it would have to be a way bigger venue.
You bring back the governor.
Yeah. You could bring back Dale. Anybody you think of. Anybody who's around Atlanta, you had to bring back. A lot of them live here.
Dale might not come back though. He ain't. He don't.
We can only dream, Steven.
I wish you would.
Don't pop my bubble. Don't pop my bubble. But no joke. I mean, you can have anybody at that point.
Yeah.
Oh, Stevie could be up there with his mop, just mopping right in the
Yeah, Steven.
That's what they should do. They should have a big party and just tell everybody their location, and it wouldn't be no problem. I'm just kidding.
Dude,
It would be a huge problem.
I'm gonna be honest. There would be people all over the place. People be getting hit by cars and shit. It'd be bad.
It'd be a huge problem. They should have it
would
at
be a
Terminus
mega-
again.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. But yeah, to me, the reason why that a lot of people don't know about it is, yeah, it would be a humongous problem. No joke.
Yeah, I agree, man. You couldn't they couldn't do that, but it would be cool if they put something together for the fans, like AMC. You know what I mean? Like not a
Well,
convention.
They might do
I
that
would-
at the end of the series, is what I'm thinking.
I honestly, between me and you, I wish that they would like, hey, we're gonna be in Sonoya. We only gonna be here an hour or two. Buy a lottery ticket online, and whoever won the lottery gets to participate in that event.
That's
Yeah.
not fair for people that live out of Georgia.
Don, you just made
Well-
it. You could honestly be honest with you, okay? If you purchased a ticket, don't mean you have to live in Georgia.
Right,
You
but
can
I'm
purchase
saying for
ticket
you to
online.
get there and it only be an hour, you would have to know in advance. What I'm saying, if you remember, most people that watch Walking Dead are not in Georgia. They live
Yeah, they
outside
are.
of Georgia.
There's other places besides Georgia.
Listen. This is what I'm trying to say. You can buy a lottery ticket whether you live in or out of the state of Georgia. It doesn't matter. You can come down there, be ahead of time, and still get an hour or two with the cast members. I'm not saying blow it out and do 1,000 tickets. I'm saying limit it to what it is, and then get people to say, "Hey, at least I was there to fill Sonoy up for that weekend and have a good time." I'm not saying blow it out completely. I'm just saying just kind of rejoice and
They
celebrate
should do
what
it
we
inside
have.
of Alexandria before they take the walls down.
That ain't
Yeah.
gonna happen either. That ain't gonna
Be
happen.
cool
either.
though.
It would be cool. It would be cool. But you got Don and Barbara up there trying to rip the panels down off the wall as is, so you never know.
I wish they would have done some of those signings at the Woodbury shop like they used to do this last season, man. I wish they would have gotten a couple of those in.
You remember we actually bought tickets to that stuff. Like, remember they said if you bought a ticket, like some VIP ticket, every signing they had, would you be the first to access it? Remember that?
Yeah, I was one of them people, man. I had a little lapel
Yep.
pin and everything. They would send you an email before they put it up, and you would get first dibs. And I think I went to every single one of them.
Yeah, but they stopped having them. It's like, why did they stop having them? Why
I
did they
don't
do
know.
that? I don't get it. That was a golden opportunity, to be honest with you. And they never should have stopped. Because
And-
honestly, it wasn't that bad.
Oh, they were fun. I loved them, dude, because they would only have like at the most, I only saw 200, I think,
Yeah.
people. So you got to spend a little bit more time with them. You got to hang out around the Woodbury shop after it was closed. They'd have like drinks and food and stuff like that. It was all. I thought it was a great time every time.
Yeah, I remember the first one with Kirkman. That was a pretty awesome. And then Gail was awesome. Yeah.
Kirkman
And
was
then
epic.
Yeah, Kirkman was cool, man, because he was as laid back as could be.
That's because he's
And
from.
but the thing about it, he never done another one. He just done that one, and then it was done.
Yeah, I know. And it went really well. I used to like how they would autograph almost as much things as you want them to, except for Lori Holden. She was the only one that was like, I'm only going to sign one thing.
Yep. I remember Kirkman. I was like, I brought like I think a Funko Pop, which I still got, and a comic book and a couple other things. He signed everything I had and was like, "You got any more?" I'm like, "No,
Yeah.
but I wish you did." I know, because I thought it was only one per person.
Yeah, shoot. I had my book bag with some of my graphic novels in it just for reading purposes. And once he said he'd sign whatever, I started pulling them out, getting them signed.
Yeah. But so I don't know. I wish they would do it again. To be honest with you, it'd be kind of cool after the fact to keep doing it every year, like have a special day in Sonoy to remember The Walking Dead and have it.
I don't like the Star Trek conventions.
Yeah. I mean, to me, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead.
I think to me it should be something we celebrate because it made our community what it is today. Without The Walking Dead, Sonoya would be literally dead. So I mean, it made it what it is. So you need to rejoice and celebrate what it was at one point in time.
What I think would be neat is if, and I don't necessarily like them that much sometimes, but if they had Scott Gimple and Angela Kang and Kirkman, those three do like a meet and greet with the Woodbury shop, because those are the people you don't get to meet at conventions. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, Scott's really sweet too. He's honestly real sweet.
Yep. He was really nice to us.
Oh, be quiet, Don. See, you got one up on me. I ain't never met
Angela
him.
Kang. Have you met Angela Kang?
Nope.
I got two of them.
No, you got one up on me because I never met Angela Kang. There you go.
Yeah, but I will trade you Angela Kang for Andrew Lincoln, though.
That's what I was about to say. At least me and Steven got Lincoln.
Well, I'm not. You can ask Monica. I'm not aware of my surroundings. Like in Sonoy, they'll be like Hillary Burton come in one time and I didn't know who it was. I mean, I wasn't, not that I didn't know who it was. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
And we even tried to sell her ticket, like, to the tour. And I did the same thing with Millie Bobby Brown. And there's been a few that, what's her name that plays, that plays Daryl's love interest now.
Lynn Collins.
Yeah, I saw her multiple times and I had no idea, because she had blonde hair. I had no idea who it was.
Speaking of Lynn Collins in tonight's episode, that was pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying we need to get into that a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Let me bring up some pictures here. So we got this guy here.
Yeah, I didn't like him at all. That's a big douchebag.
That's Toby.
Yeah, Toby. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right there, he's calling Lance and talking to him. So letting him know what's going on.
You know what keeps me wondering on the show now, though, is what each, like, the armor's made of. I know it's supposed to be foam, but then you've got the grappling hooks on the side, kind of, those little hooks. Like, are they foam too?
I would think they would be, but in real life, they're supposed to be, I guess, hooks to hook
metal.
Walkers. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Man. On the show, is the rest of the armor supposed to be foam, like to prevent walkers from biting you, but not necessarily to stop like a gunshot or something?
Yeah, that's what I think.
But I mean, the walkers can still bite your armpit.
Yeah.
It's a lot exposed there, and that's vital organs right there as well.
I don't know. Oh, Daryl, he looks thick in his though.
He's getting a little junk in his caboose, ain't he?
I know, he's looking thick in that armor.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, what the hell?
Let's see what the next one we got here is. It's a cool shot.
Oh yeah.
Maggie and Aaron checking out the building.
They were clearing it out.
Maggie's continuing to go up with me.
See.
Well, I mean, it's warranted though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll admit when somebody I don't like, I start to like. You know what I'm saying?
The bitchiness level has went down a few notches. I gotta admit.
Oh, got
that's
Daryl.
Where Carol and Daryl was talking about meeting for lunch.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, they were going to talk about meeting for lunch that day.
Okay.
How did I skip over that? I missed that part. I don't know. We have a 3-year-old running around. I miss a lot of parts. I think I got to go back and rewatch.
Well, it just connects later with what happens. That's why.
Oh yeah, because she couldn't find him.
Right.
Gotcha.
And this kind of looks like, detective. They're hanging out. Kind of reminds me on the episode where the big spot was when Beth's boyfriend was saying that Daryl was like a homicide cop or whatever. That's kind of reminded me of that.
It's the Walking Dead CSI.
Yes.
Yep. I just didn't understand why everybody had to wear their outfits and they didn't. I didn't understand that. They
might be like detectives, or maybe just rookies.
Maybe they just enjoying them donuts a little too much. They had.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they did have donuts, didn't they?
Yep.
From Carol's shop. So this is a new character named Annie. Here they go
This
with characters.
How
Oh,
much
yeah, it's,
cooler would it have been if it would have been Michonne, man? That's what I'm saying. They should
Yeah,
have
but you couldn't
Michonne
make
come
her.
in.
You couldn't make her Negan's love interest. In
Oh
that
no,
movie,
no, you know, so minus that, definitely not
Yeah.
that. But when her first introduction, I thought it would have been cool to be Michonne instead of a new character.
I agree.
And so this is where Negan is talking about being married to Annie after he was there for 3 months. So what do y'all think about this? About Negan being married and expecting a baby?
It's kind of weird.
I did too. I thought it was like out there.
Like they moving fast,
Yeah.
ain't they?
Yeah, he set up shop really freaking fast in that.
I'm wondering if Leah like is going to kill Annie and that baby. Just wondering.
It might happen.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like Negan, like with Maggie, and they kind of, because there's something big going to happen for Negan and Maggie to go off in this spinoff.
Yeah.
Anissa said that was the outside of the old Mert County Public Works in Griffin.
Cool.
Okay. There you go.
Anissa knows her locations, man. She knows them before they even come.
I know.
Anissa's doing good.
I saw Anissa at the pandemic. We got a picture.
Yeah.
She was dressed up like the princess, wasn't she?
Yes, she looked awesome.
Yep. I liked her gun, by the way. It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I know. I like that too. That was neat. That's a good idea to bring an inflatable one like that.
Yep. Now keep in mind, me and Steven, me and Dawn can't see the comments because we're on our phones. If you want to read them for us, yeah, we can't see them at all.
So I'm gonna start.
You're in charge.
I'll start keeping up with them now. Let's see what Carol says. The time jump has to be longer than 3 months because Anne is 12 weeks pregnant.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that'd explain a lot. And either way, Negan's really quick at making them seeds, ain't he?
Okay.
Yeah, that was crazy. Let me go to the next picture here. I got to click out and click back in. Here we are. All right. Got another shot of them two.
They just don't go together to me. And then this is where Daryl and Rosita are going to meet up with Sebastian.
Oh, okay. I agree with you. They should have had Alpha at Pandemic. That'd been awesome, Nicole.
Well, she was saying that her and Sean were dressed up as Alpha and Beta.
Yeah, I seen them. They were outside the convention as well. I seen them. I actually visited with them for a little while.
Yeah, I've got a really old picture of me and you and Sean, or it ain't that old, but it's kind of old.
It's from Walker Stalker 2018, I think.
That's pretty good. That ain't that old then. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Old. Oh, you're good, but we do have some older pictures than that as well. I mean, we've been around for a long time, so.
Yeah. Hell, I think we was around each other before we even knew each other for a long time.
Well, yeah, I remember they were filming the scenes where they were leading the walkers away from Alexandria on that Ridden Road, or whatever you call it, over there on Gordon Road. They where the walkers got. Remember the transfer truck hit the side of Alexandria too. I used to see you out there stalking all the time. Yeah. I seen you around before I knew who you was. Yep.
Let's see. Let me go to the next one here, y'all. Sorry, I'm trying to watch the comments and.
There's where Sebastian's telling them about going to that house to get the money.
Yeah, that they should have known that was like I don't know. That was weird, man.
Mm-hmm.
But what are you going to do? What are you going to do in that situation? Like, what choice did they have?
Well, he threatened his kids, and I'll be honest with you, I would have cut his throat.
Well, that's what he's doing right here.
Yep.
He's like, you
He
don't
is getting-
threaten my kids. Yeah.
Yep.
I wonder.
Daryl is packing a lot of junk in his trunk, ain't
Yeah, look at that boy
he?
thick. I can't tell if that's a helmet or his rump right there. Now, Jimmy, is that the same?
That's where the heads were on the stake down there in Woodbury.
That's what I thought, man.
Yep, same place. Because that's where it looks like off the mountain.
Now, is that also where Herschel and Rick were talking in that flashback?
I'm not sure. It would make sense, but I'm just not sure about that. I know they started using that whenever Negan got his throat cut, but I don't know how far it goes back.
Yeah, it looks familiar every time I see it. I know that.
Yeah.
So we had some guts action. I thought that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I wish they would throw in more callbacks to the earlier seasons throughout these last episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see somebody steal a Dodge Charger and drive up a quarry.
Yep.
So this is where they're going in that house where that herd of walkers are to get that money safe.
Does anybody know where this house is? Because I do not.
That's what I was about to ask Anissa. Anissa probably knows.
Yeah.
It looks like that same house where Carol went and got the wine out of the cellar, but it's not.
Yeah. It's a nice house wherever it is.
Yeah, Jennifer, I don't know. Jennifer asked where it was too, and I tried to look at. I don't know. It looks like something that could be in Griffin. Maybe it's not. To my knowledge, I don't know. That could be a house in Sonoy too, Jimmy. You know it.
I mean, it could be right up on our noses. We wouldn't know the difference because I wasn't paying attention those couple days.
No, yeah. So Anissa,
I mean, I usually do.
If Anissa knows where it's at, let us know. What city or whatever. I don't even know if it's.
I'm wondering if it's in East Point because they've been filming a lot there too.
I think.
Well,
go ahead.
It doesn't look like it's in the ghetto, so I wouldn't think East Point. But I mean, it's nice. It's a nicer area.
Well, I'm sure the whole town's not ghetto.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it is. So like.
Well, I think the stuff they've been
Steve.
filming in East Point is the outside of that big building.
The ghetto looking stuff. Yeah, you go.
Well, I also heard. Oh, well, I can't say anything because that's on the next episode.
You gotta be quiet. Gotta be quiet, dog. We ain't there yet.
Hey, yeah, Rosita. She says that they live in East Point. It should be easy now.
You know, I gotta play with you, Rosita. You'll be fine.
Hey, there's some nice parts of East Point. There is. Colin lives in East Point, I think, and he lives in it's an all right neighborhood. It's a nice little neighborhood.
I got your back,
I got
Rosita.
you. It'll be all right, Rosita. No matter if your house is bombed out and depleted, we still love you.
I think I know where that house is now. That she said that.
Is it down like downtown area more or less?
Almost. If it's the one I'm thinking about, it's almost to downtown Woodbury. It's like in between Gay, but more toward Woodbury. If it's the one I'm thinking about.
I got you.
Let's see. Let me go on. Y'all wanna go ahead and bring David in?
Yeah, bring him on in here.
Let me remove this so we can see him here. Hold on. There he is.
There he is.
There you go, Mr. David.
What's up,
Welcome
people?
to the show, buddy.
Everybody, check out the new do. It looks very curly right now, but
there you go.
Had to be done.
Yeah, we're always worried about Jimmy's new do. Now David's got a new do.
Well, Jimmy looks slick with it, and I'm not man enough to grow Steven's beard, so.
Don't let him hate on you, David. Don't let him hate on you. Just wear what you got, buddy.
Yeah, you got it.
So we got some legit addresses here in the comments. 165 Flint Drive, Woodbury. That'll be where
There
that's
you go.
at. So I'm gonna have to add that one to one of the private tours or something, man.
There you go.
But
so
yeah,
this character on here is April. If anybody wants to know,
She
it
only,
was on the list on the paper.
she only lasts 30 seconds, so she doesn't matter that much anyway.
Well,
Yeah.
good trivia question.
was I the
This is true.
only
This is
one?
true.
Was I the only one that was like, right when I saw her, I was like, she ain't going nowhere. She ain't gonna last. She's gone. She's cannon fodder.
Yeah. She gonna die. Exactly what I thought. She gonna die.
Yeah, like, sorry, I keep forgetting now that I'm on the show. But just to harken back to what you said, I agree with you, Don. I do not think that Negan and that chick go well together at all. I think that is so random and what a bizarre decision to make at this stage in the game. I really don't feel like you need to be introducing new characters to then kill off in your last, 10 episodes of a show that, that you should be trying to wrap up. I mean, I get that you might have to introduce some people and they're going to be cannon fodder, but to bring in a new character for a possible spin-off show, that's another thing. Is AMC, if any of you are watching, stop spoiling new shows by saying who is going to be in and leading the next show, because who cares then?
Yeah.
Okay, nobody cares. Like, it's like, of course your obsessed fans, like 100,000 people will care, but that's a far cry from the 17 million that you had at the beginning of season 7. So, and that's because you've got plot armor out the ass right now. It's
My thing is, don't bring in somebody. I feel like she's just being brought in with the baby, and they're not gonna make it. I don't think that baby will ever be born.
Well, that's what
No,
I said.
of course
We're
not.
using that to bring Negan and Maggie together.
Right, and we don't need that. Like, they could have just played it out kind of like it was in the comics, man. Like,
yeah, and also it's weird that this woman shows up. Like, to me, this feels like a Michonne replacement, like the equivalent of like Indiana Jones taking an equally weighted bag of sand and putting it in place of a gold amulet. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, all right, we got a woman who auditioned to be Michonne 10 years ago who didn't get it, but we liked her, so we'll use her now on the show. That's what it feels like. It feels like this woman has auditioned for this show a million times and not gotten various roles, and now they're finally giving her one. And they're like, here you go. It was this, or she's gonna work at the bakery with Tommy and Carol.
dang, that's a rough take.
I'm just saying.
I was saying you just crushed that woman's dreams in
Yeah,
one sentence.
she's
I'm not trying to
watching.
crush your
She's
dreams.
watching.
I'm not crushing her dream. Listen, she's a fine actress, but you are, knockoff Michonne. Okay, we couldn't get Denai to come back, so we got a woman who gives off the same energy and intensity that Michonne does, and she even talks like Michonne does. She gives a speech like Michonne does.
Well, see, that's what I was saying. How cool would it have been when they introduced that character when she came from behind her, however she came in, if that would have been Michonne with Negan, not romantically, just they found each other. You know what I mean? Like,
that's more of a bold decision. You know what I mean? And also, it doesn't have, you don't have to introduce anybody. We already know everything with Michonne, and that would make the audience go like, oh my God, how did this even happen? How did they get together? Oh my, Michonne's back on the show. So it checks a lot of boxes and is interesting and satisfying way more.
Would you rather have Michonne enter with Negan or Rick when she finally finds him?
I thought it would have been a cool twist to enter with Negan, man. But I mean, she'll come with Rick if she comes. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
I think she's gonna find Rick.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, if they can get them to actually come back on the show, like I think they need to, and I mentioned the last time I was on that I think that that's a must. at the very least, Andrew Lincoln has to. I don't know if they'll get Denai Guerrero to, come back, but it's yeah, I think if she comes back, she'll have a new hairstyle and be with Rick. She'll have a buzzed head.
I'll tell you, I'll be the first to say I'm gonna be a mad fan if they don't bring them back, even if it's just a cameo. I wish there'd be more, but if they don't make an appearance in the rest of this season, that is a huge letdown.
Well, can I
Oh
complain
yeah.
in it? Because I want to complain. Like,
Complain away, because I'm usually the one that complains. I want to hear
I
it.
know you're rubbing off on me, Stephen. The thing is, it's like, okay, here they are in this community now. They feel safe. Judith feels safe. She's not once asked about Michonne, asked about her mother, where's she at, what happened to the note that Connie had that Carol picked up. What about Virgil? He knows everything. He knew Michonne found the boots.
Don, don't you know that you're supposed to just have a brain like a goldfish and not remember things? You're supposed to just enjoy things happening at you and not remember what happened last week.
Oh,
Hey,
it drives me nuts.
That's a good point. And I also always wondered why Negan never explained the helicopter with the girl from the
Yes,
garbage pile. Like, yeah, I
And
never
what about
understood that. It's
Gabriel?
like Gabriel
Well-
saw the same shit.
Well, Jimmy, maybe that was in one of the 17 time jumps that they've had over the last 3 years.
That's what's getting on my nerves. All these damn time jumps. It's like we're going forward 2 weeks, going back 2 weeks. Let's go to the left 2 weeks. Let's go back this way 2 weeks.
My favorite one, I hope this wasn't I think it was in this episode, is when it said 1 week and 1 hour ago.
That was last week.
Like-
Yeah. We complained.
What?
about that
Like,
one.
why? 1 hour
1
ago?
hour. Why that? It's possible to say 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 20
Yeah,
minutes.
that's just an editor having fun. Like, you know what? Let's just see if I can get away with it. I'm just going to put 1 week and an hour in there.
And Jennifer
Well,
brings up what I said when they
Where's Heath?
were introducing all these people. Where's Heath? Bring Heath back. Make him one of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair
I know
enough.
where. Just for the record, I know where he is. He's in Grantville, filming another movie right now, A Color Purple.
Yeah, he
He's
down
went
there,
off
he's
to
the lead
save
role, yeah.
his career.
Yep.
He walked right out of this show into Straight Outta Compton and then left. He knew what was up.
So right here on
did-
this picture, we're seeing Herschel, and he's talking to Negan, and this is where he's asking Negan if he's, the bad man. So I don't know, but that was probably the best part of the episode to me.
Yeah. That was all right.
I think he should have. I think it was my daddy. If it was my daddy, I would have just shot him. I'll be honest with
It
you.
was
My
an
12-year-old
intense
self would have
moment.
shot him.
But
Yeah,
you're
but
not-
still.
as a mother and Maggie knowing that he's there, that was an intense moment to me.
Man, they should have had him say something like, "Hey, dumbass," and then he turns around. He's like, "What?" And then he just shoots.
That'd been funny.
Everybody knows that would have been great. Okay, everybody knows that would have been awesome, but of course not. Of course not.
But I felt bad for Negan. I felt
You
sorry.
might as well.
I've had so much.
Rosita took the words out of my mouth, man. Baby Herschel needs acting lessons. He kind of does a little bit.
Okay, listen. Oh, thank you for saying this. Okay,
Yes.
I'm gonna go off for a second on this. All right. I don't care what producers' kids these are, but RJ, whoever cast RJ, you should be ashamed of yourself. Like, that kid is one of the worst child actors I've ever seen. Okay, like ever seen. Like, he doesn't want to be there. He's laughing in most of the takes. Like, Aaron's got a spiky ball arm, and he's like, "Take care of Gracie. Make sure they're safe." And then, like, RJ's like laughing because he thinks he's funny because he's got a funny arm. And they always just give him food. Like, he's always eating ice cream, even if it doesn't make sense, just because they just need something to cover his face. And like, at least this Herschel kid, I will give him credit. He is 10 times better than RJ.
I
And
think so. I don't know, man.
RJ,
I
Go
just
back
know
and Tell me.
I just know when I watched this episode, his acting to me, and I don't like to pick on kids. I ain't saying that or nothing, but his acting to me was pretty bad.
RJ doesn't even look half white and half black. He looks like Pakistani. Like they didn't try at all. They just found some kid who was 5 shades darker than me, and they go put him in there. And I was like, they don't even.
Just for the record, it's not hard to find your pasty white like me. It's fine.
Hey,
it'd be all right.
How about anybody who looks just like either one of them? It would have been fine. You know what I mean? Like but it doesn't even look like their kid. But I will say this: that Herschel kid's got a lot more potential. That RJ kid is going to be working in the mailroom at AMC in 15 years. He is not an actor. That kid is not an actor.
All right, let's move on from the kids now. I'm starting to feel bad.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, like we done brutalized out. You're worse than Carol, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you killing them off left and right.
Look at the flowers, RJ.
This is where Maggie finds out that Negan has Herschel, and he tells her that they have to go through him to get to Herschel. So
this is totally off subject, but she totally looked like Millie Bobby Brown in this episode to me, an older version of 11. I don't know what it was. Every time I saw Maggie, I was like, holy crap, she looks like an older Millie Bobby Brown or something.
Kind of did.
She might be.
well, I felt her like, and here's where
That looks like a meme.
Man, All of Us Are Dead is looking different here.
He just needs the shades to come across the screen and thug like.
It almost looks Photoshop, man. To be
It
honest,
does. It kind of does.
Yeah.
They're like, we can't have these kids holding real guns, so we're gonna just add fake arms to it.
Yeah, they
but
went to
you gotta
Walmart, bought him
think
a
as
cat
a
gun.
child. But you got to think as a child, what did Maggie fill his head with? You know what I mean? Like the stories.
Clearly not the Meisner technique. But some actor people will get that joke.
So
And this is in the room where Rosita's trying to.
does it work
alarm
like
system.
that?
Hmm?
Does that work like that? If an alarm goes off, can you just knock that bitch off the wall? And
No.
I'm pretty sure that was. I'm pretty sure that was a thermostat. I don't think that was.
I did too. Yeah, it's a
I was
thermostat.
like,
Steven,
they beat the shit out of it.
things happen
Good.
when they need to happen, okay? Like
Mhm.
things work however they need to get to the next scene.
Well,
He's like,
dang,
you beat
man.
the shit out of the thermostat, man. It's getting too damn cold in here.
Yeah,
I feel so bad now. Steve was just like, man, I don't know if this episode was all right. And I'm like, no, let me kick the door down.
Oh, actually, I didn't ever say it was all right. It was, it's okay. It wasn't bad. There's been worse. I will say that there's been worse.
For
this
sure.
season.
I agree.
For sure.
It is getting a lot better. I was really down on the first 8 episodes, or was it 8?
Yeah, dude. Oh yeah.
So this is where Carol comes in and saves the day. So this is why it connects to they had the lunch date and Daryl didn't show up. So she comes in with Mercer and saves the day.
I really like the actor who plays
Carol.
Mercer. He's one of the new characters, him and like Hornsby, and
I love Hornsby.
they have a few characters that they've actually done a pretty good job of like introducing, and they're good actors and they're kind of dynamic when they're on the screen, and they have good scenes with people, you know. But yeah,
Mercer's easily becoming one of my favorite characters.
Yes, he's awesome.
I
I got
loved him in the
biceps.
comics.
He's got nice biceps.
Well, I don't know. I mean, he does have nice biceps. I felt them too, Don. But
Did you really? Cool.
no,
Yeah.
but
I
would.
could have swore I seen Don's tongue going across one at one point.
talk
Yeah,
about
look at
looking thick in your armor.
Yeah, for real.
oh, thick boy.
Don's all about Mercer.
Big boy.
No, he.
She might-
I like it. I like Mercer so much, man. I really do. I like him a lot. I loved him in the comics, and I love the way they adapted him over. They did that character justice without
Yeah.
keeping the exact same. He's not the exact same, but it's how they. I don't know. They should do that more often. Is what I'm getting at.
Yes.
Instead of introducing brand new characters, that ain't in either one. I understand salt and pepper some in there here and there, but not every episode getting somebody new.
I vote on getting another stand up for Dawn. Just put on the other side of her Mercer.
No, nobody takes Rick's place.
Oh, you know what would be
Okay.
cool if you got like a jersey that said Commonwealth and said Mercer on the back.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
That's cool. That is cool. I dig
Oh,
that.
Don, there he is.
There's a perfect stand up.
Yeah, that'd be
There
the
you go.
perfect one for your cutout right there. He's looking at Daryl like, dang, boy, you thick in that armor.
You think you know.
So this
So,
is when
yeah, it's
Mercer
real.
fighting, where they're going through the house with the money.
And see, that's another, I guess, quarrel I have with the show. I don't know if it would work, but if it were me, I would just like run with my shoulder down through walkers like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Run as fast as you can so they can't get a hold of you and bite you, and just run and just out of there.
Yeah, but they would collapse on you, like you would be.
Well,
not-
they wouldn't, but you know that's what would happen in the show.
I would be
Like-
afraid I'd trip over one.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
I would be a smart boy and I would just walk around to the other side where there aren't any and then walk in.
Well, that's what I tell people on tours. I'm like, I'd be the first to just like, if you were out in the woods or in a field and you had, walkers around you, just run in a big circle for like, take a few laps and let them go around and then head on out of there.
Yeah, I mean, like there was, I forget what episode it was. I think it was maybe when Tara went to Oceanside, one of those mediocre bottleneck episodes, and somebody had an egg timer where they like cranked an egg timer and threw it into a field. It might have been Enid or something, and she threw it
Mhm.
into a field. And it's like, yeah, have a bunch of little sound gimmicks to draw them away from you, and then just be quiet. Just stand still and be quiet.
Oh, Dawn, this is a great picture right there. That is a great picture of Maggie. She looks amazing.
That's not Maggie.
Don't you love how minimal it is? That's not Maggie.
That's April.
Who?
Yeah.
Who's April?
Exactly.
Someone
She's a
said-
woman supposed to die. That's
That's
about
her
it.
death scene. At least owed her that.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I'm with that group, I'm sorry, anybody like that, I'm just going to let the walkers go ahead and have their way, and I'm out of there.
That's just nothing but a little Debbie cream cookie for the day. That's it.
Yeah.
Mercer with the stance.
Yeah, he's taking them all out.
There's your favorite person, David.
Listen,
Penny.
I have said this. I think she is a solid actress, but maybe here's a big problem. Just if I can say it, I know I'll try to be soft about the language here, but it's like you can't have every single character who gives a speech give the same speech. And that's all that happens on the show. Ever since season 6, anybody who gives a speech ever says the same thing. We came together because we're a family. And yeah, we might be spread apart right now, but together we can do this. We got this, team. And it's just like everybody says the same thing. So it makes them all seem the same, which makes you wonder why even have anybody say anything. She's a good actress, though. She's a lot better than Herschel Jr.
And this is Toby looking around in the building trying to find them with the soldiers.
Yeah. Oh, Toby, he's a freak.
And that's
Yeah.
where he's looking at that door where they're all hiding, and then there's gunshots. So he gets distracted.
I was just waiting, man. I was waiting, yearning for him to stick his finger in that bottle and rub it on
Rub
his
it
teeth.
Yeah, not to say, who in the audience, show of hands, likes to rub their whiskey like it's cocaine on their gums?
Well, somebody, who was it? I think it was Casey. It might have been you, Jimmy. It might have been Dawn. Somebody brought up a point last week that he is. I guess his character is a recovering alcoholic, so
Yes.
he doesn't fully drink. So that's his little way of getting that little bit of alcohol, I guess. I don't know.
So
mean, yeah,
this is on the roof of the building because where they heard fire shots, and I think Gabriel and Aaron are there.
Now these scenes, they made the episode for me, man.
Mm-hmm.
This reminded me of the good old days. You had some, you know what I mean? You had to make some decisions and people got taken out quick.
Mhm.
Like acting like a little girl there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That Mercer, when he kills those two guys, like his own men,
Oh, that was awesome.
that was great. I mean, that's realistic. That's
Yeah.
what you do. You go, these guys can't be trusted, but there's no place and time in this world to go through like the justice system. Just
Right.
nobody's around. Just take care of the problem.
You could easily say, like he said, they didn't make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They didn't make it.
Aaron's giving him that look.
Oh,
That's
it's
a
got
Rick
the Rick
look.
Grimes look.
That's
Yeah.
the Rick Grimes look.
Aaron's become the comic book Rick Grimes.
Yep.
Oh yeah, make me proud.
And I like it. I kind of like it. Oh, I keep clicking off the pictures here. Sorry, y'all.
Aaron is a badass.
Yeah,
He's
I'm liking
absolutely
it.
a badass.
Let me get caught up here.
Yeah, everybody is saying in the
And my
comments. that
favorite
Aaron
shot
gave it
right
great.
there. Love that shot. I love Aaron picking that gun up with the boots.
That's
What-
my hand. I doubled for him that day.
Fantastic hand model, Steven.
It probably was a hand. It probably was a double though. Getting that gun up. Man, why do I keep doing that? Y'all quit looking at my messages.
And Maggie
Alright.
comes out.
Yeah, I like that. What's it, Elijah?
Mm-hmm. He
I
was
like-
awesome.
Yeah, I liked him in this episode. I like that he put his mask on and all that good stuff, and he kind of gave us, because I mean that was the creepiest thing about the Reapers. You know what I mean?
Was the mask.
Yeah.
And then they had to go and take them off. Jimmy, he rants about it. He knows about it. They had to go and take those masks off and
They become weirdos.
Make 'em
Goddamn
human.
weirdos.
And that's
Yeah,
where
weirdos.
Aaron shoots him.
He needed to die though. Truthfully, he annoyed me.
yeah, I would see, and that's what I liked about the end of this episode. You had a lot of moments to where in the past they would have sit there and been like, we can't kill this guy. You know what I mean? We can't be like them or whatever and have like a conflict. No, do it.
Well, they weren't planning on like going to attack them or whatever. They just did it.
Yeah, that actor who plays Elijah, I was really kind of, when he first was introduced, really not feeling it. You know what I mean? But I will say that this episode, like you were saying, Stephen, he actually got a chance to really act, say some real lines, and he felt like a real person and character, which that is where this show excels. Because I think if anybody disagrees, I'd be shocked, but the zombie aspect of it, it's just become a nuisance for both the show, the writing, and I would gather the makeup artists, just because it seems like they're trying to avoid showing zombies at all costs. You know what I mean? Like, and so you got to have good character moments, and that Elijah character actually got some.
And see, that's the thing. You bring up a good point. You can bring in characters that have substance. Like, you know what I mean? You don't have to keep bringing in all this, like we were talking about earlier, just cannon fodder. Like,
Right. Sorry, go ahead.
oh no, I was just flipping through here.
And that's
Well,
where
I was gonna say a character like I had wished that they had done, just because I thought he had a cool look, and they kind of highlighted him in some episodes, was you had Aaron's boyfriend, but then you also had this guy, I think his name was Oscar, and he was in Alexandria. So he's like bald and black guy with a goatee. And he was featured in a few episodes, and he was really good. And then he got unceremoniously, I think, killed.
Oh yeah, that's Sonequa's husband.
Yes.
Oh, was it really?
In real
Yeah,
life. Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
the
Well, that guy
lady.
was good. I liked him. I thought they could have done something like what they did with this Elijah guy, where you bring him in more into the fold, but like those prisoners. Remember, like the prisoner who saves Rick from that other like skinny prisoner. I can't remember. Vincent Ward, is that his name?
Yeah.
Like he was great. That guy was great. He was an immediately interesting character, and anytime he spoke, he kind of stole the scene. And it's like that's what you need to do. That's where the show excels.
We're getting lots of love in the comments for Aaron and Father Gabriel, and I agree. That's the spinoff I want to see.
Yeah.
The only one they haven't announced yet.
Right. Yeah, I'm really liking those two. They got great chemistry on screen. Of course, they're great actors, especially Ross.
And like they kind of do some good comedy relief between them too.
Yeah, like that one episode during the whole COVID episodes. That was one of the best ones, if you ask me.
Oh, 100%. I completely agree.
Except for maybe the twin down in the basement. That was a little.
That was too
weird. It was weird.
That was a little much, yeah.
A bit much.
So
well, this is where Mercer kills the two soldiers.
I thought, yeah, like David said, that was great. That's how it should be done.
Absolutely. I mean, because that's the thing is that they've hinted with the characters, right? And we see it in their faces, like in Daryl and Carol and stuff like that, that they are kind of ready at a moment's notice to do what Mercer just did, but they don't take action to do anything like that. I like that aspect being explored, where they're constantly kind of seeing these snakes in the grass everywhere, and they're trying to figure out if it's real or not. You know what I mean? We get moments of it, and in this episode, I think we finally get it. But it's like they need to do that more, because our people. I'm sorry, if you're out there for 10 years fending for yourself and you come into the Commonwealth, you're not going to be able to adapt to this kind of living. You're just not.
Well, it's like I was saying earlier too. I just got so tired of the whole struggle, the dilemma of should we kill? You know what I mean? Like, should we take these people out? And I like that in this episode, at least, we got to see a few deaths that were warranted without any thought.
Right.
I went back today and went on to the AMC Plus and watched the live Walking Dead channel. I rewatched the episode where they had the tornado barn. And I was like, this is a drastic difference between what we watched today and what we had back then. And I missed that. I missed what we had back then. It's such a drastic change.
Mm-hmm.
Like the characters I was all interested in. The only one I'm really interested in now is, besides, our main, like Daryl and stuff, I'm interested in Mercer. But outside of that, I'm not invested like I was.
And Princess.
Yeah, Princess, of course. Yep.
Well, it's also kind of like the characters were more close knit together, because it was like everybody was a family. But say like Sasha and Maggie had this special bond, Daryl and Rick had a special bond. Even though everybody was there with each other, each of them had a special bond with each character that made them unique.
Well, and then it started Jimmy? Probably season 7 or maybe 8, where they felt like they had to like have an episode following 2 people, and then an episode following a group of 3, then an episode following 2 different people, and then an episode with all of them. And
I seriously think that was just because AMC didn't want to pay the money for all the actors at one time.
100%.
I think they started cutting back. Yeah.
Thank you.
And that's where it comes from. Not only that, I think that maybe the fans were fully invested too, because you could actually feel like you were part of the show and come down here and meet people. And when they took that away, I think it lost a little bit of its luster too.
Well, this show, I mean, it's very easily discernible. Like in the last half of, or season 10, season 9 was probably the last season that I remember seeing them actually using some of their budget. Season 10 and so far in season 11 have been exponentially cheaper than they were, because you got 2 or 3 characters in a scene besides some SAG, base scale actors or something like that with 1 or 2 lines here or there. And then the amount of walkers, we went from hundreds to like 6 and reusing the same ones, which is great if you're those people who are playing walkers because you get all the money, but it's not great in terms of scope. Alexandria became a city block by a city block instead of all of those homes that they had. You know what I mean? Like Alexandria was huge and expansive and had walls that went like in a 3-mile radius around everything, and now it's just one road, one church, and one windmill, and one road.
And I'm wondering if some of that's just not fallout from COVID. You know what I mean? Like, I know, like, I've worked on some sets recently, and where they used to take like 30 takes, now they'll only get like 5. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean, I could see that too, but like what I was saying about having all the actors, that shit started way back in the day when we had the terror episode.
Oh yeah, that was pre-COVID. Yeah.
So my thing is, we enjoyed all the characters together. Like at the farm, you had Rick and Daryl the whole episode, every episode. Now when the pay scale went up, they just took away all that, and it's like I'm losing interest because you don't have every one of them every episode. I don't know what Daryl's doing over here because you ain't showed him in 3 episodes.
Yeah, and there's no reason not to have him in every episode if you paid him $20 million for a season. I'm sorry, there's just not. And
yeah,
it's like, even if it's just a moment, even if it's just a character even mentioning what he's up to or walking him on a walkie-talkie and cutting to him just for a second, I mean, like, you should have him featured, because like you said, it's a little bit out of sight, out of mind. And the show was at its best when characters were together, interacting with each other, had interpersonal conflict, I mean, people now look at season 2 like it's one of the best seasons. Even at one point, everybody disliked season 2 because of the writer's strike. But we got some of the best character moments out of the whole show in season 2, where the budget was slashed, all of the characters were huddled together, and we were dealing with Shane wanting to be with Lori and being mad and jealous at Rick trying to debate if they should kill the living, and then trying to educate Carl on how the world is different, and then Herschel coming to terms with these people aren't sick, but now they aren't. Like, we're all infected. That was all season 2. Some of the things that make this show what it is came from that season that people think was one of the boring ones.
No,
and now I would kill for season 2 quality writing. I yearn for it so badly. Okay. And the only time it's like that are when we get characters like Father Gabriel and Aaron having a conversation. That's the most interesting part of the episode. It's not the action. They're not Jean-Claude Van Damme with their action right now. It looks like they do 2 rehearsals and then they move on.
And I feel like they do. Like I said, I've worked on some sets now, and you don't nearly do the amount of takes anymore that you used to. But let's see, Dawn, did you snap this one for any particular reason here of old Lance and Pants?
Lance is trying to get in contact with Toby and is getting no answer.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Because he's dead. And this is when Carol visits Lance and telling him about Sebastian sending her friends in to get money. So.
That whole concept's just so weird to me still.
Yeah, and well, it doesn't track with what they've already written, because when they first showed up, Yumiko calls them out and says, "You took all of our money and anything that could be considered money or valuable off of us because I believe that you have a limited supply. And so because if you have a limited supply of it, then it has value again." You know what I mean? But the fact that Sebastian could steal money and bring it back in and then have it doesn't make any sense because they have a limited supply and they would know what was the amount that was in there and what wasn't. You know what I mean? It's like, so it doesn't really make sense in terms of how he would even get to use that money. So why even do it? So it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
Or how would he explain away all of a sudden having that money?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They would have kept track of a large sum of money, and then randomly after being cut off, he has $300,000. You know what I mean, or whatever it was. It's like that doesn't make any sense.
And then that picture of Carol is her face because she's like, "I got your number, Lance. You're going to be looking at the flowers soon."
Yeah.
You think let's take predictions. You think she's gonna be the one to take Lance out?
Definitely, I do. I think that's a Carol move. She gets close to somebody and then takes it out. It's like a Black Widow spider.
Yeah, either she has to, or they have to really try to subvert it and have King Ezekiel put the pieces together that Lance is manipulating Carol, and then him do it. Just you have to do something. Either the obvious thing or something that's completely shocking. You got to do something, Don't have it just him die.
If Lance was a kid, he already be dead. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And this is the scene where Negan is telling Herschel, go back to Hilltop, build it up with your mom, and when you get older, come back and see me and we'll settle this.
Kill Bill vibes. There's literally that exact scene in Kill Bill. If you still feel cross about it, come and find me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like setting up more sequel fodder.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we see that. I don't know. But we got Maggie and little Herschel here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. Let's see.
And this is a soldier crawling on the ground.
Who's gonna do it? Boo!
I love her. Not in the show, but just in general.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't looking forward to her coming back.
I wasn't either. And she better not be messing with my Maggie.
Well, whatever she does, it's Daryl's fault. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yep.
Daryl should have done away with her.
So who do you all think will kill Leah? Because she's going to die.
It's going to have to be Daryl.
I think it'll be Daryl.
I think it's going to be Negan.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think they'll make it to a thing where Daryl has to.
Well, see, I think it's going to be Negan. That's where the trust is going to come from with Maggie.
Yeah.
I don't know, because Negan's already played that card once. I mean, you think they'll do that again?
Well, I mean, with the spinoff, I'm thinking what's going to make her go.
Here's what I'm saying. And I don't mean to even be rude about this, but you can't watch the rest of this show and thinking about the spinoffs. You can't. I mean, that will kill your enjoyment of the rest of it at all. Because if you are thinking about how the spinoff is going to make sense before this show is even done,
but I have to.
Then it doesn't even matter what happens in this show. Just wait until the spinoff comes out and watch that. Don't even worry about this show.
I know, but why would Maggie even go to New York with Negan?
Because it's a ruse. Hopefully, if they are smart, it's bullshit to get you to watch.
They're going to the rap party, man. They're going to have the rap party in New York.
I thought she wanted to be on Broadway. I had no idea.
Oh, man. Yeah, Negan and Maggie on Broadway.
There you go.
Either that, or it's going to be Annie, and then somebody kills Annie.
That's what I'm saying. Who is this? Jennifer? Yeah, that's exactly right. I really hope that the spinoffs are just a way to get people to think that people are going to be alive, and then you hopefully murder everyone. Everybody, I used to say this, and I've said it on every Walking Dead related thing I've ever been on. The best way to kill, in the world beyond and fear and all that, was I was saying they should find their way, catch up to the main show, and then Rick's group, you just cut to a flashback like when they were killing the saviors at the outpost, and they just mow the entire Fear the Walking Dead and World Beyond cast down. They just cut them all down, and that's how those shows end. Those shows end with the main crew just getting rid of all of them.
Yeah, that would be cool if the spinoffs were trolls. Because Jimmy, remember when Kirkman used to pull shit like that all the time?
Yep. I think I honestly think this is Walking Dead moving forward is going to be about the kids. I don't have the pictures on us tonight, but they did cast the adult Judith, RJ, and the rest of the kids. They casted them this week. So they're supposed to be filming. They're supposed to be filming that this week right now.
I think that's how. I mean, I think we've all said it. That's how it'll end. You know what I mean? The kids will be older. They'll be telling stories about the famous Rick Grimes.
Yeah,
and,
the comic book
Negan.
ending.
Yeah.
I mean,
which I'm all right with that.
Good. Yeah. Hey, that's good, and that's fine. I don't know why that upset me hearing that, but it's just that's how it was supposed to be. I wish they could have still done like Carl with the messed up eye telling, his kids about his dad or whatever. But
okay, let's do this. Each of us tell how you would want it to end The Walking Dead. I'm not saying the whole series forever, but the actual series The Walking Dead, not all the spinoffs. Steven, how would you want it to end?
I think there needs to be a huge battle and everybody crossover, man. Like not everybody, but like Morgan, Dwight come back, Michonne, Rick, and kind of like a in-game battle, and then flash ahead. And I've always wanted it to be like this. Like I wanted other communities, other people to hear stories about Rick Grimes and Daryl Dixon, kind of like Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And have like a whole mytho behind them. And like, maybe some of the stories are exaggerated. Maybe, they're made to look like superhumans kind of. You know what I'm saying? Just something like that.
Jimmy?
I kind of wanted to end with RJ, like the Carl ending in the comic books where they're talking about it. I think RJ needs to be the focal point because it's actually Rick's kid. I don't think Judith is Rick's kid. I think she's Shane's. So I think that it ended with RJ.
Screw Judith.
Like Carl. Judith was. I love Judith, but I think the storyline is going to end with RJ. I really do because you ain't going to see it coming.
Yeah.
Okay. David?
I like what Steven said about it. I like the idea of them Rick being a kind of a mythical almost character. Just because, I mean, if you think about that, like with the world starting over, most of these people wouldn't have the same education. They wouldn't even bother with teaching history the way that we know it today because the world is completely different. So they would start making new history and keeping record of it. And then they would wonder how these new societies came to be, kind of like a colonialization. You know what I mean? And Rick would have been a founding father of like a colony.
And kind of have like in the old Westerns where they had those comic book style books. They weren't really comic books, but they were like, the tales of like Billy the Kid, Doc Holliday,
Right.
All those.
That would be great. Having a copper bust because, of Rick, kind of almost like in a Batman-esque way where it's just like, hey, here's like a copper like statue or whatever that we've made of him or to commemorate it. I think the idea, this is not to diss whatever you said, if they use that kid in any capacity, RJ, to end the show.
Not new RJ. It's not the same.
This is really sensitive for Dawn. She really loves RJ. Her favorite character is RJ. She loves his art. She thinks he's great.
I feel sorry for the kid. You're giving him a hard time.
What are you doing? Going, this episode didn't really do it for me. I mean, like, what? There's 800 people who work on this show, and they all just got dissed. Okay, so I'm not going to pull punches on it, but new RJ, I still think wouldn't be good because guess what? They haven't given any attention to current RJ. He has been a back burner thought. He's barely talked. He hasn't had any scenes hardly at all with his own mother or his sister, sorry.
Yeah,
But
I do think that Judith should be the focal point.
it's gonna have to be Judith telling her kid because she can have a kid, you know what I mean? Telling her kids about it, and RJ will be there, and they'll go, Uncle Rick, because he's not gonna be called Rick Jr. his whole life. He's gonna be Uncle Rick, and then Uncle Rick's gonna walk over, and he's gonna kind of look like Rick but with a tan, and it's I still think those other shows should end the way that I said, but yeah, I like the idea, like what Steven said. Everybody kind of being like a mythical being. Our main small council group of people, Daryl, Carol, Michonne, or whatever, could almost be like the wise men of sorts and telling these stories and divulging it out to people and having their legacy live on. And that would be really, really cool. I think that would be great. And stop with the spinoffs. Stop spreading your show so thin. Stop it.
Well, I think it should end with Michonne bringing Rick back, Fear, Morgan bringing Madison and all them back, all meeting together at Alexandria and then taking out the CRM.
Yeah.
Would have been cooler.
Yeah.
I don't even think about the CRM. That's such a poorly executed thing at the moment.
But I just feel like I want Rick to see his family again, what's left of them before they all die. I want them all.
100%. I mean, I think we need to see old man Rick, like really old man Rick, but then we also need, if you want to do an additional time jump showing his grandchildren still talking about him and all the good things that he did and what they did, that would be choice. That would be great.
Well, I hate to keep harping about the spinoffs, but I do think that the way I've always thought it's going to play out, you're going to have that battle, right? Then you're going to flash forward to what we're talking about, where they're talking about, the old times and all that. They're not going to fill in the gap on the show of where Rick, Michonne, and all of them have been in this time. You know what I mean? They're not going to, it might even end and flash forward with somebody saying, where have you been? And he turns around and looks and it flashes forward. It flashes forward to 10 years and 1 hour in the future.
Dude, I swear. 10 years and 27 minutes ago. That's so nuts.
But the reason why they're doing this is because Walking Dead series has that contract with Netflix. So they want this in the series because they want out of that contract so they can stream their own stuff on AMC Plus. So it's all about money.
You're right. And that's why I also think they've gotten so cheap with this last season, is because some people are setting themselves up for retirement. They give you a straight up budget of your makeup budget is $1.6 million. If you come in under budget, you all get to divvy it up amongst yourselves. And that's your bonus. So if you can make it cheaper, go ahead and make it cheaper. You know what I mean? And everybody's doing it. They're shooting it digital now. They used to shoot film. The numbers are way down, so they're not getting the same advertisement revenue. You're right. It's 100% about the money. But I also do believe that quality of the content and writing and interest in the show should take some precedent, where you don't just make a show because you can make some money off of it. You make a show because you have something to tell with that story. That's why you like the show to begin with. If the show was like this quality at the very beginning, none of us would be talking about it right now. Not one.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be giving tours in the area that have anything to do with it. Your town wouldn't have blown up because of it. None of that. It blew up because it had something, and it has lost that special something. So you need. I
just don't want it to be Game of Thrones ending.
If it doesn't have Rick at the end of this in any capacity, it will be worse.
Mm-hmm.
It will have been a slower death. This show literally is a walker slowly decaying until it is a skeleton and dead. Okay, and it's like, nobody wants that. People want a powerful finish. I mean, it's all about the close, people, and you are in the last stretch, the home stretch here. Do not let your audience down now.
I
You
think
better pull out the stops.
I'm usually the first to be negative, but I think they're gonna bring it. I
Well,
hope. Maybe I'm just trying to be
bring it.
optimistic.
No, I am saying this trying to be your champion. I want you to succeed. I want to love this show. I don't want it to peter out. I don't want people to stop talking about it like Game of Thrones. Nobody even buys Game of Thrones merch, okay? Because they know how it ends. They don't even think about it. They go, that was like a 6-year waste of time, basically. You know what I mean? And I don't want that. This show really had something that even Game of Thrones didn't have for a little while. And it kind of set the tone for a show like Game of Thrones when they came out at the same time. They were these pillars of entertainment. They really were. They were showing stuff that other shows weren't willing to do. Main characters could die at any moment. And then it all became about the money, man. Game of Thrones, the last 2 seasons had the biggest budgets in television history and were some of the worst television I have ever seen. Okay? And since nobody here is doing a Game of Thrones podcast, it sucked. Do not watch the last 2 seasons of that show. Stop at the end of season 6. Do yourself a favor. Thank me later.
Yeah, I was disappointed. Like, people would ask me, what's the difference between Game of Thrones and Walking Dead when I watched it? Game of Thrones had excellent writing and storytelling. Excellent. I mean, it was
top tier.
Yes, but Walking Dead, the characters, you cared about them more. That's how I seen it. Like, I was attached to Rick. I was attached to Daryl. I wasn't really attached to anybody in the Game of Thrones, but the storytelling was good. So it was like the writers did good of connecting you with the characters in Walking Dead, but the storytelling was excellent in the Game of Thrones.
I agree. I think Game of Thrones felt like, if you take the dragons and the mystical stuff out, it felt very real. It made people imagine what it would have really been like in medieval times. And you're right, The Walking Dead had something different where you actually were invested in these characters, wanted to see them succeed, wanted to see them solve their problems, wanted to see them make it. And like I said, they also had these archetypal characters, like, Herschel being a veterinarian and Rick being a cop, and this guy also being a cop but being a bad cop, that you could relate to.
Right, you could connect.
You could connect more because these were in the real world in current times. It wasn't medieval. You didn't have to put yourself there. And like my parents, who are both doctors, they loved Herschel. And my father loved Dale, and he was really pissed when Dale died, because Dale felt like a real person that you would come across, somebody who's trying to still have grander thoughts than just kill or be killed. He was like your conscience.
Yeah,
he was your conscience. You know what I mean? And when he died, it was like the whole point is that Glenn then became the conscience of the group.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm getting teary-eyed.
What was that?
I'm getting teary-eyed.
Yeah, so they have a lot going for them still. We would not have made it this far if they didn't. But everybody knows that they are capable of closing it out good. We just want them to do it. You know what I mean? Just deliver. You can. You should. So do it, please. We want to see you win.
That's a good note to end it on. I think I hate to be the one to cut it off, but we've gone over. Let's see, Kevin, can you roll those sponsors for us? I don't know how to do it. Anybody else know how to do it?
And a big shout out to our sponsors, Walking Dead Tours and Events, AutoWrapsPlus.com, Water Tower Tours, Abraham's Army, The Camp, Survive the Night, Horror Nation, and Walking Dead is freaking amazing. And we'd like to thank of our patrons for supporting the show. And if you would like to support the show, just go to patreon.com/thedeadtruth.
Thank you,
it's
Kevin.
Officially the longest podcast we ever had, guys.
No, last week was like almost 2 hours.
But I want to just add something about The Walking Dead. What makes The Walking Dead so special is look at all the magic it creates. It's got me friends from different states that I never knew that has become my closest friends. They are my family. That's what Walking Dead did that Game of Thrones didn't do. And that's why it's so special to all of us.
For sure. opened up so many opportunities for me, and I know Jimmy too. I mean, living down here, yeah, I wouldn't have the jobs I have without it. You know what I mean?
I enjoy it every day. I do. I enjoy going to it.
I
every
wouldn't
day.
know you, Steven. I wouldn't know you, Jimmy, and I wouldn't know you, David, if it wasn't for The Walking Dead.
Oh, you'd know me. I'm
Well,
just kidding.
I'm happy that it eventually led me to meeting you guys. When I went down there for Fandemic, all of you were the kindest, sweetest people. It made me, like Dawn told me, not want to leave, and she thought I was immediately going to move down there afterwards, and it crossed my mind.
Yeah, and it
So-
seemed like I missed you every day, man. I didn't.
I know, dude. I wanted to see you. I was really frustrated I didn't get to take a picture with you or Jimmy, but or
I
Casey.
took pictures of you though.
You did
I
take
saw you.
pictures.
I saw you from a distance, but then, like, by the time I made it to wherever you were, everybody had dispersed or something. It was, you know what I mean, one of those things. It just happened.
We're going to collide like titans when we see each other. Just big bear hug.
There you go.
I'm gonna say this. Me and Steven, you just got to take a picture when you can. 'Cause we're so much running when an event's going
They're
on,
so
we can't keep
famous.
up.
They're so famous, is what it is. They're so popular.
Shit, if
They are popular,
We're
man.
not
if we was
popular.
famous, we wouldn't have to be working.
Yep.
All right, y'all.
With Jimmy and
Have a
Steven.
good night.
Thanks everybody for tuning in, and thanks David for coming on.
Oh, I love coming on, you guys. Thank you again.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
All right.